Good morning. This is Dr. Laura. I'm the owner of Citrus Hearing Clinic, and as many of you know, I have a hearing loss and am a bilateral hearing aid user myself. I'm really excited to introduce you to a doctoral student who is working with me this semester. Her name is Ashley Moore, and she is in the Doctor of Audiology program at the University of South Florida. So welcome, Ashley.
Hi, Dr. Laura. I'm so excited to be here today.
Well, give us a little bit of background about who you are and where you've lived and your schooling so far.
Absolutely. So I grew up in Marietta, Georgia. I went to college and got my undergraduate degree at the University of Georgia. And now I'm here working in Florida with you, and I'm studying to help those with hearing loss and balance disorders.
Excellent. So one thing that has helped me to connect with my patients is the fact that I was born with hearing loss, and my patients know that I am a hearing aid user myself. So tell us a bit about yourself and your own hearing journey.
Absolutely. So I was also born with hearing loss. I did not pass the newborn hearing screening, and at that time, screenings were not as well understood and not universally implemented in hospitals. So when my mom heard the news, she wasn't really sure what the implications of that would be. So for a few years, I went back and forth to the audiologist, and they would get partial results, or they would tell my mom that results were too inconsistent and to come back later. That went on for about 2 years before I was fit with hearing aids. And at that time, I wasn't talking or meeting any auditory milestones. So once I was fit with hearing aids, I got involved in speech therapy. And I would be there until about the time I was 12 years old. Also, the nature of my hearing loss is progressive. So after 4 or 5 years of with hearing aids, I wasn't doing that great in school, and I was struggling a lot to keep up with my peers. So I was 6 years old when I was evaluated for a cochlear implant, and I was 7 when I was finally implanted with a cochlear implant in my right ear.
So it's so great that you are a cochlear implant recipient. I find it's sometimes difficult in counseling patients because, here in the state of Florida with hearing aids, they're entitled to a 30-day trial period before committing to keeping them. And with implants, it's a surgery, right? So not having had the surgery myself, I have to give anecdotes about other recipients that I know and what their experiences have been. But you have the benefit of being a recipient yourself, so it's so great because you can really help guide patients through what you've been through and your own firsthand experiences. So tell us what you remember about that.
Absolutely, right. It's such a commitment to get a cochlear implant as an adult or as a parent making that decision for their child. My mom wasn't sure about the whole process to begin with, but she saw how I was functioning day to day, and she knew something needed to change. So I don't really remember much about the cochlear implant candidacy process, but I do remember the surgery, waking up, putting my processor on for the first time. I remember asking my mom so many questions about all the new sounds I was hearing that I've never heard before, such as the birds chirping, water running, or my cat purring. And I can't imagine my life without one now. It's absolutely life-changing. I was able to be in the mainstream classrooms at school. I was in the marching band in high school. I was accepted early for college, and I was able to enter a doctoral level program. And I'm not saying that anyone who has hearing loss and doesn't have a cochlear implant can't do all those things as well. But for me, it just made my obstacles less daunting and allowed me to have certain opportunities that I can't even imagine having happening otherwise. So
that's great. Yeah, so now let's talk about what are the next steps for you.
Yes, so now that I'm in an audiology doctoral program, I realize the importance of having two functioning ears. So I've seen so many patients who are only functioning with one ear or one cochlear implant who are struggling, but then get treated on the second side and see that it's night and day for them. Our auditory system is wired to have two inputs for sound for a reason. So I'm hoping to be able to successfully go through this process again as an adult for my left side. And I feel like this is a great opportunity for me to improve my own quality of life as a busy future audiologist. And I'll be able to have firsthand experience going through this process as a child and then again as an adult. And I feel like I will be able to better counsel and help future patients and parents who are going through this process that much better.
Yes. So I think this is so exciting. I'm really happy to be working with you. You have been a wonderful addition to our clinic, and I feel privileged to go with you through this part of your journey. We're going to chronicle Ashley's experiences about going through her second CI evaluation as she goes through it to help those who are considering cochlear implants. It'll give patients a kind of behind the scenes look at the work that goes into having success with implants. And feel free to reach out to us here on social media or to schedule an appointment for a free consultation if this is something you want to discuss in depth as well. So, bye.
Bye.